You've seen blue-green Infect, you've seen green-black Infect. This deck is taking both and kind of merging the two together. So one of the things that's nice from playing blue and black in Infect is you go from having not enough threats to almost having too many. So we get Blighted Agent, Plague Stinger, and Phyrexian Crusader, which are all kind of evasive threats. And then you'll notice we're only on 2 copies of Glistener Elf. This is intentional because the more evasive or more resistant Infect threats tend to be a little bit better on average. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. We get to play a bunch of 1-mana discard spells and Spell Pierce with our Infect creatures, so I want to see how this goes. Carrion Call's the same thing as the Jace Vryn's Prodigy. It's there against the control decks when you want increased threat density. I'm going to mute myself off and on during this first match of this league while I eat my wonderful Jimmy John's sandwich. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Jimmy John's, but Jimmy John's, if you're out there, it certainly could be. Magic Online has encountered a very serious error and needs to close. Just a moment, chat. Oops, there isn't a mute icon in full stream. Sorry. The muted icons are good. One of the things that makes me turn other streamers off or when they don't have their, when they eat or drink right into the stream. Do you think this is the best Infect deck list? Nope, no idea. Literally never played a game with it. So for those of you that are new to the stream, most of the decks that we play on the stream are viewer submitted deck lists. So someone has sent me in dollar reviews and said, hey, will you play this Infect deck list I've had? And I'm like, yeah, that deck list looks sweet. Let's give it a try. Welcome to Modern Chat. I would also like to just make the world know that my opponent said good luck, have fun, and then went turn 1 Slippery Bogle. So I'm pretty sure good luck, have fun, followed by turn 1 Slippery Bogle is BM. Can I get chat's opinion? Is that BM? I definitely wasn't paying attention and didn't realize they didn't have a card in their hands. Sue me. Calm down. What an interesting and engaging game of Magic the Gathering my opponent and I have played. Are you mentally stimulated, chat? I'm mentally stimulated. Slide those out. Hey, Destructal, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Wesselmose, thank you for the 7-month resub and at the tier 3 level. I appreciate that. Thanks for that absurd level support and welcome back. Someone said this is Magic, it's not Pokemon Journey. I'm actually going to time you out for that. Pokemon TCG is actually incredibly interactive. It's just not instant speed interaction, so the Magic intellectuals like to put down games like Pokemon TCG as not being interactive because they don't have instant speed cards. Your game doesn't need to have instants in it to be interactive. Do I want these decays? I feel like I don't want these decays. I want the Nature's Claims. I think I don't want these. It's the best way to get the best games per hour. It really is, Anner. This is a good games per hour deck. Yeah, and like that's a great way to put it, Fusion. I definitely accept I prefer instant speed interaction to non-instant speed interaction because that's a perfectly fine subjective opinion, right? And a reasonable one to have and that I would be okay with. But just like saying like because this game doesn't have instants, it's thus not interactive at all is just like complete nonsense. Just complete and utter nonsense elitism. I want to feel smart about my game and put your game down. Noble Hierarch's a good draw here. The Bron Sublagar, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. So what do I want to do here? Do I want to go Dork Dork or do I want to Thoughtseize? I think I want to go Dork Dork, right? I think I want to just do this. Quick spot check for Path to Exile here. Seal, yep. Ooh, that's unfortunate. So they're gonna be able to Daybreak Corin at this. I can't Spellskite that. Do I just take the Daybreak? I can probably race the Daybreak, right? Like I hit them for 3 this turn, and then if I draw any 4+4 pump spell, they die next turn. I think I'm supposed to take the Daybreak, so they have to take a turn off to kill my Spellskite. I'm gonna trim. I'm just gonna trim 2 Crusaders. How many threats is that? That leaves me with this many. Leaves me with this many threats. No, I don't want to trim Thoughtseize. I'm just gonna bring in 1 decay. I don't have a Leyline. Our hand is very good. Like discarding the thing is good. All right, we still have the Spellskite. I think I'm supposed to hierarch here, right? I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to hierarch here. I think we're supposed to hierarch here. And now I'll Spellskite. Sure. That's a pretty good draw. Well, do I even need to do that at this point? If they were gonna kill my thing, they would have done it already, right? I think I'm just supposed to play Plague Stinger and pass here. Do we like Plague Stinger pass? Like, obviously I could claim. I think it's just Plague Stinger pass, like holding up Vines to protect the Spellskite. Like, this Nature's Claim can help me just like win a race too if things go sideways with the Spellskite. Now, I think attacking with Inkmoth is really wrong. I just want to get a threat into play that doesn't cost me mana to use. Jimmy John's bread is delicious. Man, we have so many people for Modern today. It's like all the Modern folks heard me talking about how people weren't showing up, and they're like, "We're gonna show you Hogland. We're all gonna be here to watch." Hey, and Osterisa, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month with that. I actually not had Jimmy John's wheat bread. So they can actually resolve an enchantment here because I can't redirect another enchantment to Spellskite this turn. Exclamation point deck in chat. We'll get you a link to the deck list directly. That's a biggin. Oh geez. Oh geez. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Some bits for blue-black Fae. I'm disappointed it's only been 7 months, though. I'd thought I'd been around much longer than that. Thanks for the support. I think I just attack for 2 here. Let's boop that one right on the nose. Is this thing still gonna die? Morda, thank you for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month with that. Gosh, look at all this interaction, chat. Oh, I could have paid to steal the one counter. You're right. They're dead next turn. Oh, this has reach. They're not dead next turn. Awkward. Oh my god, I could have stolen that. Oh my god, why did I click through that? Well, that was their out, and I gave it to him. Whoops. I'm one mana short, or 1 card in my graveyard short of lethal. Yeah, I think we just have to play Blighted Agent. And then we're just like dead to anything, because I clicked through that. IOK away, agent. That doesn't work, chat. So the thing is, I need to be able to animate Inkmoth, Pendelhaven the one they don't block, and cast Become Immense. So in order to kill them this turn, I need to animate Inkmoth, attack with both, Pendelhaven the one they don't block, and cast Become Immense. And if I cast Inquisition, I can't do all of those things. They're at 2 Infect. So that misclick's gonna cost us. Because this has reach and protection from creatures. Okay, I'm gonna give you a timeout while you go read the Magic rulebook on how protection works. Yeah, I'm dead. I clicked through the Spirit Mantle with the Spellskite in play. Stealing the Rancor put us to 7, which then left me dead to their creature. Yeah, that's true too, Douglas. And that's something I've noticed on YouTube too. My average amount of views modern videos get on YouTube has gone up since I started splitting the formats too. The block was free. Their creature had reach and protection from creatures. The block was free. they had Leyline of Sanctity in play, I couldn't Inquisition them. Inquisitioning them was not an option. Inquisitioning myself is the same as playing the thing out. It leaves blue mana up, so that means I guess it leaves blue mana up. It leaves blue mana up. Actually, I'm gonna start timing people out, subs too. Just get them. I'm tired of it. If you want to give me a line that's better, you need to explain why it's better instead of just yelling at me that I'm wrong. That's in the stream rules for a reason. Please be constructive and specific, or don't use the chat. Spirit Dancer had protection from creatures. So do I want a double creature here? Turn 1 Breeding Pool. I think I want a double creature here. Why should we leave green for protection here rather than sticking 2 things? What's the reasoning? What deck are they playing that makes me want to do that? Aether Vial, Serum Visions. What a strange amalgamation of cards. I mean, that whole game was because I clicked through letting the Spirit Mantle resolve. If the Spirit Mantle wouldn't have resolved, we wouldn't have been dead. They would have died to our thing. Yeah, must be like some kind of Eternal Command thing. It's the only possible thing it could be, right? No, it just means I need to enforce the stream rules in a fair and consistent manner. And before Aether Vial on 6, Modern Staple Aether Vial on 6. Try to kill you. All right, I don't know what they're doing. Spellskite's probably good if they're an interactive deck. I don't know. Less is more when you board with a deck like this. So I'm gonna swap these Spell Pierces for Dive Downs because they're probably a creature-based deck if they have Aether Vial, and Dive Down's a combat trick. I might keep this. It's got 2 threats, a protection spell, a discard spell. Like, we need another land, obviously, but I think this is pretty reasonable. So Healy decks generally don't play Aether Vial. I think Crusader is really good. We played a little bit of green-black Infect, and Crusader was always an ace in that deck. All right, so confirmed a Temur Vial deck. Yeah, you hold that, Remand up. You get us. Maybe I'm supposed to play Inkmoth there so I can start attacking next turn. So, like, I'm not playing this Phyrexian Crusader into a remand, obviously. So it's very possible I should have played Inkmoth Nexus last turn. I'm just gonna hang on to this for now. I really just don't want them to be able to play the remand out. It is now Modern Monday. Just another Modern Monday. Oh, oh, do, 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 do. Ba-do, do, do, do. This is a Tarmogoofy. No, we've downgraded it to just Modern Monday because the last few meme Mondays have just been, they've basically turned into Terrible Deck Monday, which is not fun. I think Modern's a really terrible deck. I think Panza's a really terrible deck. I think Modern's a format that's about tempo and impacting the board and putting a bunch of 3, 4, 5, and 6 mana cards in your deck, hoping your opponent doesn't play a spell on turn 1 or turn 2 is terrible. I don't know, the Phoenix decks I've played in Modern so far haven't felt very good. It just feels like the linear game plan that they're executing isn't powerful in relation to like the other linear things that are going on in Modern. Yeah, Battle of Wits isn't playable on Magic Online. The client locks up every time you search your deck. Yeah, First Strike Infect is a heck of a combination. It's real good. Oh, you know what? I should probably attack first here because they're probably going to blow this up here. Then like I get to play this through a cryptic command. Well, that's really good. They really can't kill this card. They could kill us, though, is the thing. First Strike Infect, also really good with Dive Down, right? Because, like, you shrink their creature and then Dive Down gives your guy enough toughness to not die inside of combat. Hey, go to Scoop Step. 6 months till my sword. Keep up the killer content and timing out those who can't use their words. Thanks for the half a year. I appreciate that. Okay. Wonder if we're gonna see get back engineered explosives to like take the long kill here, like pay 5, kill my Crusader. They could also get back cryptic as a tap draw turn. Yeah, explosives. They already played their land this turn though, so that means they're not going to be able to explosive my thing till next turn. Anger doesn't kill Phyrexian Crusader. Yeah, we're just pretty dead here. I'll take none of your feelings here when you're commenting on mana bases. You want to comment on a mana base? Show me the math. Don't give me any of your feelings. Magic would be a much better place if I had to hear less about people's feelings. Your feelings suck and are biased. Give me some math. Tell me I don't have enough colored pips, and this is why. Do I want these Abrupt Decays? Feel like I want these Abrupt Decays. Killing Tarmogoyf is not irrelevant. They're probably a Blood Moon deck too, honestly. I don't know that having the Abrupt Decays in our deck necessarily lets us beat Blood Moon. Yeah, killing Tarmogoyf just like buys us a lot of time. From these Vines of the Vastwood. It's decent. Especially on the play. 3 colors, Cryptic, Blood Moon feels kind of greedy. You must be new to Modern. What's going on, Sarcasto? Happy Monday. I'm timing you out if you're wrong. This is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. I'm the dick in this dictatorship. Get out of here. I'm the one who's trying to discuss what I'm doing. I'm not trying to engage with 1,000 people at the same time. If you want to be one of those people who engages with me, give me reasonable, intelligent discourse while we engage. Otherwise, get out. I've never wanted to be Blood Moon. All right, so what do I do here? I think we just try and do a bunch of damages, right? Because that's what the Infect deck does. So do we just Pendelhaven, Fetch, Shock, Groundswell? I think that's the line. Pendelhaven, Fetch, Shock, Groundswell. I guess that's really bad if they... That's really bad if the Anger of the Gods me, right? I think I'm just going to go ahead and Pendelhaven and then attack for... Just going to Pendelhaven and attack for 3 here. No, I don't want to play into Anger. By leaving the fetch land uncracked, Groundswell protects my Blighted Agent from Anger. So I think I just want to go a little bit slow and steady here. There we go. Mana bases. Look at that. I have an article on it. Yeah, just Blossoming Defense here. Where are the hats, Moto? Did we run out of hats already? So they're dead next turn if they don't have a mana leak. Ever played Infect in a tournament before? I've not. I just when I spent time traveling playing a ton of Magic, Infect was a very popular deck during that time period. So it's a deck that I have a lot of repetition playing against. So I'm very familiar with how it tends to play out. From Frank Carson's article, how many mana sources do you need to consistently cast your spells? You need 90% by turn 3. Counterpoint, Mage. What if I don't want to consistently cast this card by turn 3? What if I want to consistently cast it by turn 4 or turn 5? Then what's the math look like? Yeah, I've courted for Malira, chat. All right, so we're dead. Good game. Well played. Nice control deck. Kiki Chord's unplayable, so it's hard for me to say a deck's my favorite when you can't play it. How are you doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's noon 30 here in the cornfields. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I play nothing but Magic on this channel, pretty much. Magic the Gathering. We do all constructed. We play a ton of Modern here on Magic Online. We do a ton of Standard on Magic Arena. If you're into that sort of thing, be sure to stick around. If you really enjoy my content and you want to keep me here day in and day out, please consider subscribing to my channel. I love what I do here, but my subscribers are the people that keep me employed. They're the reason that I'm able to do this, the amount of hours that I do, the reason this is a job for me. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Cool Stuff Inc.com buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. BCWSupplies.com would love to help protect your very valuable Magic the Gathering cards. They do quite wonderful sleeves and deck box and all sorts of other great stuff. And you can save 10% on your orders at BCWSupplies.com by using code Jeff10 at your checkouts there. And of course, Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 4 months now and really love it. I don't think we'd ever go back. Traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new match with them by checking out links bit.ly/HugelbedUS and bit.ly/HugelbedCA. At any rate, we're heading back on into our third match here with Infect. We're 1-1 in this league, but I kind of kicked the ball in a very direct manner in the first match against Bogles, so the deck should be 2-0. If I was slightly better. Sounds great. More than good. It's great. I'm gonna bottom that, I think. I think this is Pendelhaven Bird, because then on 2, I can go Thoughtseize Plague Stinger. How to get notifications when you go live. It should be somewhere in your Twitch settings, Mortex. Also, I see you've got that nice little sub icon there next to your name. If you pop into the subscriber Discord, I always tag people there when we, well, punished for my sequencing. Turn 5 is 16 sources. Okay, sure. Gosh, do you really need that many? Seems like a lot. All right. Take the Bobby, because we have nothing going on. And that's good. Thank you for doing the legwork. Honestly, it could be that the mana base is greedy. Sure. Thanks for doing the legwork on the numbers. This matchup. This is the type of matchup where that card's going to get brought in out of the sideboard. Comes in the grindy matchups where they're killing all of our stuff. Because I like my stuff, and if they kill all of it, I want to make sure we have more stuff. Took the second Tarmogoyf instead of the second Anger. Yeah, because they're just going to jam Tarmogoyfs down my throat and kill me. That's exactly what it is. It's Collected Company that always hits 2 Glister Elves. That's a fantastic way to think about it. Love it. Yeah, I had double Phyrexian Crusader in my hand, Dr. Death. So I really didn't care about the Anger of the Gods. I just wanted you to, like, slow you down from trying to kill me. I don't know. I need to play the Pirates deck more against the Angels deck, because I think the Angels deck is a bad matchup for Pirates. This is probably a cut some Become Immense, cut some Groundswell matchup. Because, like, usually you can't go super fast in a match like this. You need to go a little bit slower because they're killing a lot of our stuff. You need to be using the desktop. You can't be doing it from your mobile client. The mobile client does not let you join the Discord server. Pillow top mattresses refer to the type of mattress that it is. So the top of a pillow top mattress is a pillow, whereas a foam mattress is foam at the top layer. Let's probably a Vryn's Prodigy matchup too, just like all the threats. Vryn's Prodigy and Carrion Call is good synergy too, because you can flash back your Infect threat. The mono blue list is fine. We played the mono blue list on stream before. The mono blue list isn't a new deck. It's been a known entity for months now. It was something that was starting to pop up even before rotation happened, and then it got better tools when things rotated. Nice, Anner. Your shield. You already have a sword. I think I lead on Inkmoth Nexus here, because they're pretty likely to play a tap land or a discard spell on one, which means I can just like play a land and poke them for one on turn 2. What do I think about the IBM acquisition of Red Hat? I have no idea. Red Hat mostly does corporate type stuff. So like they're not really like, everything I do with Linux is largely desktop end user facing. It's not on the back end. Like a lot of my software development stuff is like creating end user tools. Red Hat's a pretty big acquisition, to be fair, though. It was something stupid like $34 billion, right? Or was it million? I think it was a 34. There's a big difference between million and billion, but I'm pretty sure there was a 34. 34 billion. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought there was a B. I think if you're trying to build a deck from scratch for standard, MTGO would be a cheaper path than MTGA. It depends on what deck you're building, honestly. What type of deck you're building dictates like how many rares and wild cards and like what the economy is. So like remember on Magic Online, because there's a secondary economy, the price is dictated by the demand for individual cards. So on Magic Online, if you're building a deck full of bad cards, it's going to be very cheap. Whereas like Arena doesn't differentiate between how much a rare costs and how much a good rare costs, how much a bad rare costs. Why that land? I don't think it really matters, is the actual answer. That's a fantastic draw. Are they dead? 1, 5, 6, 7. They're 1 off of dead. I didn't use the Pendelhaven to attack with it as a 2/2 because then I would lose my only creature to a Lightning Bolt or a Fatal Push. Yeah, they're dead next turn. The Ascendancy deck we played earlier was very, very bad. I wonder if I'm just supposed to jam. I'm probably supposed to jam the +4 there. Yeah, I'm supposed to swell now. I should have fetched an Overgrown Tomb and swelled now. Now I'm giving them an opportunity to take it out of my hand with a discard spell. I did have a wonderful week in extras. Hope you had a good one yourself. Holy crap, that's a card. Holy crap, that's a card. Oh, we're dead. Why are we so dead? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. That's... feels bad, man. Feels bad. Mistakes were made, chat. Mistakes are... We're not dead and gone, but we're pretty dead. The target has to be a creature. Chat. It costs 2 mana to activate and dive down. I had 1 land. 2 mana to activate and dive down. That one's for the trophy case. Thank you, V, for the resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh, I want to move along. Bob's just gonna feed them endless disruption. I shouldn't have Pendelhaven there because of Assassin's Trophy. It also could have been Fulminator Mage the next turn. Definitely should have just like poked them for one and then try and kill them the next turn. That was the match. We lost the first game. Bob might have killed them. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good. Get to lead on Inkmoth here too. What deck would I recommend for an upcoming event? Whichever one you enjoy playing the most. Magic's a game you should play for fun, and it doesn't pay you enough money even when you're winning to not be having fun. If Magic feels like work, you should go to your job instead. Infect has a ton of play to it. I actually think Infect's one of the best. Well, Infect is one of the most healthy decks to have be a good combo deck in a format. One of the times where I really liked Modern more than any other point in my Magic career was when Infect was one of the premier combo decks in the format. Infect is a combo deck that cares about discard, counterspells, and creature removal. The number of angles through which you can interact with Infect is huge. And it has a ton of play to it through sequencing decisions. Yeah, exactly like Twin. Infect is a good combo deck to have exist in Modern for the same reason Splinter Twin is a good combo deck to have exist in Modern. But, you know, thanks, Thoughtseize. Nope. I think you should punt the Dredge matchup as green-black or hope to get lucky. I think the matchup kind of sucks. I think if you wanted to rip half your sideboard apart and put a bunch of graveyard hate in it, you are allowed to do that, but I think that's a mistake. Go, go, Gadget Inkmoth. Do, 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 do. Fallen Dark, thank you very much for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Ryder, honestly, I'm of the opinion that if all of your Magic cards suddenly became worth $0 tomorrow would cause you financial distress, you probably should save your money rather than investing in those Magic cards. Your Magic budget should be your fun budget. Don't look at your Magic cards as an investment. You should find a Modern deck that you enjoy playing and then pick that one up. Level 0 Judge. Thank you for the 5-month resub as well. It's a Beaumont Courier. Okay. It doesn't look like there's white in their Grizzly Salvage deck, so hopefully they don't have Lingering Souls. Lingering Souls is a very uniquely annoying card for Infect to beat. It's a good draw. Are they auto-passing? I think they're auto-passing. So, in paper Magic, I wouldn't go for this here, but they're auto-passing, so I'm gonna kill them. So, in paper Magic, I'd wait a turn, but they're auto-passing, so let's just kill them. What do I think is the best black-green deck? You can go to my website, jeffhoagland.com, click the Modern decks in the navigation and search Black-Green Rock. Find my preferred Black-Green Rock deck, as well as a bunch of articles about it linked and videos of me playing it. I think I'm just doing this. Spell Pierce probably isn't very good here. They're probably an Abrupt Decay deck, potentially. They're potentially an Abrupt Decay deck, which makes Dive Down more appealing. You ever put stock in reading your opponent in paper Magic, like guessing if they have it or not? Yeah, all the time. That's part of what makes Magic an interesting game. You can defer cards your opponent potentially has, not only from their body language when they're playing the game, but also from how they choose to sequence things while they're playing the game. Lines your opponent takes in the order in which they take them can be used to infer cards that may or may not be in their hand. I think I want to play Spellskite on 2 here rather than Blighted Agent. Just because I guess I have this backup threat. I don't know, if they do have Soulflayer, they're gonna like have Drogskull Reaver, so it'll have flying. So I think I want to try and make sure this Blighted Agent sticks. This deck's felt reasonable. The mana base is probably a little bit greedy. I think we need a couple more black sources in it, but the core of what's going on here seems fine. I mean this politely. You said about not having Magic cards would cause you distress financially. I don't understand that statement. Personally, right now I have $10,000 in Magic cards. I don't have the money, but if it suddenly became worth that, I would lose. I don't look at it, but I assume it's safe because I won't lose large sums of money owning multiple decks. I think if you're in a position where if all of your Magic cards were suddenly worthless, would cause you financial distress, then you should probably own less Magic cards. And that is a subjective opinion, which you are welcome to disagree with. But I think from the stance of being a responsible adult, if you have that much value tied up in Magic the Gathering cards, if they suddenly became worthless, you would you would not be able to pay your bills or something like that, then that's irresponsible. This is the punishment for waiting to play the Blighted Agent out here. Feels bad, but I think it was correct. I don't know. We hadn't seen discard spells out of them yet. That's something we'll have to keep in mind for sequencing in the third game. Yeah, I'm gonna Thoughtseize them to take a little bit of information on the way out the door, but we're dead here. I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. Maybe these dive downs are worse than Dismembers. Like, Dismember can kill Soulflayer in a lot of configurations, and we haven't seen much removal out of them yet. Basically, again, what I'm saying there is having Magic cards be your retirement fund is not a smart decision. How do you feel about running 2 Leyline of the Void and 2 Surgical Extraction in your Mardu Pyromancer sideboard? I think that's stupid. I think if Leyline of the Void is a card you want access to, you should play 4 of them. I think splitting the difference is nonsense. I don't think so. I think I'd rather just race them. How is this deck? This deck seems fine. It's got reasonable tools. I like the increased threat density. One of Infect's biggest issues in like every iteration is just like not enough threat density. So like having access to both Plague Stinger, Blighted Agent, and Phyrexian Crusader fixes that in a good way. All right, I'm gonna time you out because so here's the thing. When someone comes in and asks for what's the record with the deck, that's lazy and doesn't help you understand what a deck is actually doing. It's possible to be 4-0 with a deck, in my opinion, to be, this deck is bad and I don't think I'd play it again. And it's possible for me to be 0-3 with a deck and go, you know, this deck's really got some stuff going on. We made a couple of mistakes or we got a little bit unlucky, but this is a deck that I would work on some more and play with. And just whenever someone comes up to me and asks them how's their deck and they just tell me their record in the tournament, I'm like, oh, you don't get what's actually important here. And that's a big thing, especially when you're trying to test or prepare for a tournament. If you are testing for a tournament and the only thing you're looking at the end of the day is what your match results were, that's not good testing. That's not approaching it in a manner that's going to be helpful to help you learn about what's good or bad about your deck. Like, if I 5-0 a Magic Online League, but my opponent, like, Thoughtseize the wrong card or timed the removal at bad spots, and I won every match directly because of mistakes like that, it's just like, well, the deck actually wasn't very good, even though I stole a bunch of wins with it in the middle. So here's the thing, and I'm going to time you out because this is Magic players being tedious and annoying with these technically correct definitions. You're right. Saying that if I could play 100,000 games, the data would then be statistically significant. You're right. That's true. You know what you aren't doing, though? You know what you aren't doing? You're not playing 100,000 games. You're just not. It's not feasible. It's not realistic. It's never actually happening. So bringing up the thing that's like the asterisk that says this is where this is correct, but that thing never actually happened is annoying and doesn't help or contribute to the conversation. So don't waste people's time. Think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. Think about why you're having the results and how the games are playing out. So like, again, here's the thing. I think it's not comparable to the score of a football game, Bug, because the score of a football game indicates who's winning at the end of the thing. And what you care about is who wins. What my goal here is, my goal while I'm playing Magic isn't to win Magic Online tickets. It isn't to farm fun points. My goal while playing is to learn about the deck that we're currently playing and then come to a conclusion at the end of play about if that deck felt good, felt bad, why it felt that way. How could the deck be improved? Is it worth improving? And like, I get it. We all want like these shortcuts where you can just like skip over the relevant stuff and just look at the record and not do the work. Like, that's easy, right? Like, it's easy to just go, what's the record? It was good, the deck's good. It was bad, the deck's bad. And like, if we could do that and it would be that easy, sure, that would be great. But it's not that easy. It's more complicated than that. There's subtleties to these things. And like we bring that up a lot on the stream. People are like, well, do you always sideboard like this? Do you always take that card? And it's like, the answer is basically always, it depends. Like, there's a lot of little detail factors. Only the Sith deal in absolutes. I think you should have fetched blue-green with your first shock instead of blue-black. I have no black card in my hand, and I might draw one. Yeah, I guess we are kind of choked on green mana here. It's probably a fair assessment. Sure. I think the suggestion on my first fetch being wrong is correct. So I can attack for 2, possibly a third point here, which puts them to 4. I can also like play the other Pendelhaven out and get an extra point in that way. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Pendelhaven this. I think the second Pendelhaven in this deck is nonsense. We talked about the mana base being greedy. The first Pendelhaven is very useful, but it's not useful to the point where, like, you want this awkwardness that's going to come up with it. And I think that combined with the fact that this deck is very light on black sources means that this should probably be another Fetch or Shock. Well, it's not even that, Mason, because, like, this mana base isn't even a testament to, like, being 3 colors being inconsistent, right? Like, this is a 3-color mana base with a bunch of conditions surrounding it, too, right? Like, it's a 3-color mana base trying to play Inkmoth and 2 Pendelhavens. Yeah, it's like a 3.5 color mana base in a way. And honestly, the actual answer at the end of the day is probably that this deck, like, just wants 1 to 2 more lands in the deck. So the appeal to playing 3 colors is that one of Infect's biggest issues, and that's why I think this is actually a neat direction to try Infect, is that we often talk about identifying issues your deck has and then working to fix them. One of the issues Infect has as an archetype is that you don't have enough threat density. So gaining access to blue, black, and green infectors increases your threat density. So they're dead here. They're gonna play a removal spell. I'm gonna Blossoming Defense and kill them. They're at 5 infect and they're taking 5 here. Sweet. Yeah, so I think I really like what this deck is doing. I think the deck probably needs 1 more land in the mana base. It probably needs 1 less Pendelhaven too. So I punted the first match to Bogles. The deck was definitely capable of winning the first match, and I threw it in the garbage. Yeah, and honestly, it's possible it should even be like a 2-2 split with Birds and Noble, just to, like, give access to black mana consistently. What land would I add? Honestly, there's probably some Blooming Marshes that would be okay in this deck. It could just be another fetch too, though. Already on 8 fetches too. It's probably a couple of Blooming Marshes. It's probably like minus a Pendelhaven plus 2 Blooming Marshes. Like cut a spell. We'll take, so for those of you that may or may not be familiar with my stream, this is a viewer submitted deck list, and when we finish up the stream today, or when we finish up this league, I'm going to pull it up into the deck editor. We're going to talk about things I liked, things I didn't like, and things I would change. So if you're ever watching one of my videos on YouTube and you don't have time to watch the whole thing, there's always a wrap-up segment at the end, so you can skip ahead and get my thoughts and feelings on the deck without having to watch all the matches. You should watch all the matches if you love me, but you don't have to. You can skip to the wrap-up and get the TLDR there, basically. Yeah, the Slaughter Pack's probably the cut. The Slaughter Pack's probably the cut. Yeah, Lighthammer, I agree. Arena giving us the flexibility with the ladder to make changes between matches is just A+. It's really sweet being able to evolve and change decks as we play them. Yeah, 2 Pendelhaven and the two color Infect decks are probably fine because you have less restraints on your mana base. I don't really care about this. I'm gonna take the Lightning Bolt because it's their more efficient removal spell. What's the best tempo deck in Modern? Probably the blue-red deck. Played a good bit of. No, I just mean single ladder matches. I don't play. I just play the free ladder on Arena when we play donation decks. So if they drew another removal spell, we'll be a little bit sad. But I guess at the same time, even if they do that, I have Inkmoth left over. Abrupt Decay is basically obsolete. I think in Modern, you want 4 trophies before you consider a Decay. So like my black-green mid-range deck, I have 1 Decay as like a 5th trophy as another 2-mana removal spell. But I think it's correct in most decks to play trophies first just because of the flexibility. Decks that are trying to play interaction like this, generally speaking, have a problem with their answers not lining up well into their opponent's threats. So like more flexible cards like trophy is only a good thing for them. Justin Mack, thank you for the 31 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Sorry. Threw up in my mouth a little bit. Not a big deal. Don't trophy me, bro. Last Hope is very, very good. She's an extremely powerful magic card. If they tap out here, we kill them next turn. So we got that going for us. Take like 1 or 2 draw steps and another Inkmoth Nexus, but that's probably the game. Oh, I guess I have Carrion Crusader too. Second trophy was a good draw. I suppose if I draw like another agent, I could protect it with Vines too and then untap and kill them potentially. They have Scavenging Ooze in their hand. Surprised they haven't played that yet. Pendelhaven does not insulate from Liliana. Liliana's minus lasts through a full turn cycle, so if you Pendelhaven the thing they're Lilianing, your thing just dies during your next upkeep. You had him dead the turn after he trophies Blighted Agent. You would have had the mana you needed to cast Vines and become immense. I don't think that's true. And activating Inkmoth Nexus? I don't think that's true. I would have had 5 mana, activate is 1, kick is 1. And then, yeah, I would have only had 4 cards in here, so I'd have been 1 short. Sure, but that did cast Vines but not kick it, didn't kill them. Yeah, we could cast but not kick Vines. You need to kick Vines to get the 4/4, chap. Thanks, Blankman. That's that could be what we need for our hit and run to take place, chat. This is the getaway driver we needed for the hit and run. Someone call the police. Yeah, like, their deck is definitely well positioned against ours, but we're not just dead to rights. Just like having more threat density is very good. They need double removal spell in their hand to not die here. It lasts through the turn cycle. Liliana's minus lasts until my opponent's next turn. It lasts a full turn cycle. So my Pendelhaven only lasts until end of turn. Colin Hanley, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You're keeping me employed here. All right, so I do this. I really wish I would have hit a land this turn, so these Groundswells gave landfall. Yeah, so like, if this had landfall, I'd be able to beat Bolt plus another removal spell here. Unfortunately, I'm going to be dead to another removal spell now. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, we would have been able to win that game if we would have drawn a land this turn instead of the Noble Hierarch. Because I would have been able to Groundswell again to beat this Bolt. Then when they bolted again, I would have been able to Vines them. Good sequencing on the opponent's part. There's a matchup where we bring in our extra threat. So I'm going to cut the Slaughter Pact that I think is silly. This is not a Spell Pierce matchup. Do you have to go for it that turn? I don't know. Maybe not. Like, I don't know. It's close. I think going for it there is pretty correct because, like, they have to have exactly 2 removal spells, whereas every turn I give them to draw cards gives them more chances to draw removal spells. I think I like this. Spell Pierce just draws dead fairly often. Now, I think Jace is important. If Jace isn't coming in this matchup, it shouldn't be in my deck. And I guess there's a chance that means it shouldn't be in my deck, but I think Jace is supposed to be good here. If you don't lead with your buff, you win. They only had 7. No, I needed to hit twice if I don't play my pump spell. And not a weirdly shaped sword hilt. Double threat here is great. Phyrexian Crusader does unfortunately die to Assassin's Trophy, which sucks, but we'll see what they do here. Our hand's pretty good, so like what they're taking definitely is going to be dependent on what else is in their hand. Crusader dodges Terminate and Lightning Bolt, which is great. Monday is not an arena day, so moving forward, I'm going to continue doing Modern on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm going to be doing Standard on Arena on Tuesdays, Wednesday nights, and Friday afternoons. It's a good draw. Well, generically speaking, Fitzroy, a lot of the different core parts of Magic overlap between what goes on in Modern and what goes on in Standard. The big difference between the two is that Modern's a much more aggressive format. So on average, you'll see things happening like people dying on turn 3 in Modern and stuff of that nature. Yes, yeah, Crusader First Strike Infect is a great combination. What an adorable little baby Tarmogoyf you have, opponent. Who's a cute little Tarmogoyf? Yes, you are. Yes, you are such a cute little Tarmogoyf. Itty bitty baby Goyf. Crusader's really good. I know it's tough on the mana to make Crusader work, but I think this card's worth playing. I think we should adjust the mana to make Crusader better, not cut Crusader. Remember, always double check what your opponent tells you in a game of Magic, because remember when you're sitting here reading Twitch chat, shaking your head at things they say, those are your opponents sometimes. I think Standard is currently the best format Magic has. I don't think it's close. The current Standard format is A+. So here's a real question. Do I think I can beat a Damnation this game? I don't think so. And the fact that they didn't block Crusader there implies that they don't have one. So I'm going to go ahead and ship all in here. That's Modern too. Modern's the format where if you don't have plays on turn 1 and 2, you just die outright. Magic's about playing cards or you lose. News at 11. Twitch chat hot take. When I don't play cards, I lose. This sucks. The Spellskites have been very good this league, by the way. There are a couple of people asking why we were playing Spellskites, and that card's been consistently excellent. Yeah, I would play this deck again. I think Infect in general is a very reasonable archetype in Modern. I think this is a neat take on it. I think that the core of what's going on here seems very reasonable. Don't mind me. Just playing out more threats. More evasive Infect creatures. Yeah, standard. If you're one of those people who likes to try and force grindy interactive decks in Modern and is constantly disappointed that your grindy interactive deck isn't good enough, standard is the format you should try. Okay, fun fact. This is a really important rules note. With Spellskite, you can redirect the shock. So with Electrolyze, you can't redirect it. How do I know which target I'm redirecting? I think I have to hit no and then yes. Okay. So now it's only targeting this. It's only targeting this. So, and the difference here from a rules standpoint, why I can redirect the shock from the Kolaghan's command there, is because from a rules standpoint, what's the word that I'm searching for? Kolaghan's command says the word target on it twice. So those are individual targets. Phyrexian Crusader continues shrinking this Tarmogoyf like it's his job. Because, well, let's be honest, it is his job. Been loving the standard stuff on YouTube. Definitely a great format right now. Thank you for the 4 months of support, nerds. I appreciate that. So if I attack with all my Infect creatures, they block the Crusader, and then they take 4. So I'm probably supposed to animate Inkmoth, attack with 3, put them to 2, play Jace out, pass. Yeah, I think that's the line. I think this baby Jace might be some nonsense, though. I think there's a good chance this card is some nonsense. Yeah, but think of how awesome some of those animations would be. The animations are one of the best things about Arena currently. They're quite fantastic. Dispel probably goes up in stock in this matchup because they don't have Abrupt Decay anymore. I'm gonna bring in a couple of Abrupt Decays and a Dispel on the draw and trim a couple of my pump spells. Being able to kill Tarmogoyf hampers their clock significantly. This hand's great. It would be great to have the option in Arena that... Wait, you want to turn the animations off? Just play Magic Online. You can play Magic Online if you don't want animations. Arena's a video game. Why would I want my video game to not have graphics in it? I'm so confused. Are there folks that like go to the store and they're like, can I get Skyrim but in like 1995 graphics? I'm sure there's a newer video game than Skyrim, but... That's the last video game. I played Overwatch. Can I get Overwatch, but can I have it look like Doom 1994? Corn Chips, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Red Dead Redemption 2. I've heard people talking about that one. I think I just keep putting threats into play here. They're gonna like cast Anger of the Gods next turn and make me cry silently into my pillow, but... Speaking of Skyrim, Knife Cat lives again. Maybe at some point. There's a group of people that are working on a... They're working on a mod for Skyrim to make it multiplayer, and Christy's never played Skyrim, so when they do that, we might play the Skyrim together on stream together. Yep. All right, what am I bidding here? Probably a Groundswell. Probably a Groundswell. Probably a Dispel, actually. Which spell? Dispel right here. Yeah, take that one. Take modern staple Carrion Call, opponent. Yeah, I played a ton of Morrowind as a child. I remember I got a copy of Morrowind for free with my NVIDIA 5200 graphics card. To date myself a small bit. It's funny, NVIDIA's almost looped back around to those numbers again. Just had the 2000 series cards come out again. I really didn't like Oblivion. Actually, in fact, I liked Oblivion so little that it took me forever to try Skyrim. And I'm really glad I finally did try Skyrim because I like Skyrim a lot. You tried Path of Exile? I've not. This Carrion Call is like really good. Did I ever play D&D? I haven't played D&D in a long time. My wife actually has a regular D&D group that she's been playing with, so I might play it at some point, but I played a bunch during undergrad and not so much since. Pretty much all my gaming time dumps into Magic these days. Because Magic has the upside of like also getting to be a job for me. I played a ton of Diablo 2 as a child. Sure. Man, this Goyf is huge. Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay. Alright, I'll take it. This puts them to 4. And then I have 5 in play, so if they attack with this, any pump spell kills them. No blocks. Kill me! Don't play another Goyf. Don't play another Goyf. Fulminator, sure. Pump spell. Feels bad, man. I think I'm supposed to attack with both of these and hope they don't rip removal this turn. So they'll block Crusader, Fulminator my Pendelhaven. I guess removal or untapped red source kills me here, but I think I'm supposed to do this. It has to be explicitly untapped red source. And make this as the play to win line. Oh, it can't block Crusader. Yeah, good point. Good point. Forgot about that. Yeah, Carrion Call. That card was sweet. Carrion Call was really good. That card, like I'm glad we got to show Carrion Call in that game, because like that card did exactly what I wanted it to do there. That was quite fantastic. I'm kind of into what this deck has going on. This deck actually seems really sweet. Oh, Moto crashed, so put Sentinel Totems back on my board. These were Nihil Spellbombs for that league. All right, so changes to this deck. Blossoming Marsh. Let's get, I want to go up a land, and I want to cut the second Pendelhaven. Oh, it's Blooming Marsh, right? Hey, Remicide, thank you. No more meme decks, I promise. Thank you for the 6-month resub. I think you want a couple of Blooming Marsh, and then what does that make my black source count overall? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 13. This is 14. Honestly, I probably want one more bird in this deck to get my black count up. Or one more land of another color. Older builds of this deck used to play an Urborg. That's interesting. So I need enough green sources too, though. Yeah, I need to think on the man. I think you want at least 15 green. Yeah, I think you want at least 15 green, and you need another one there. Honestly, and this again harkens back to some old school technology. I wonder if you could play a Sylvan Scrying to just like not only have threat density but also like fix the mana on occasion. Like that doesn't, I feel like rather than play like a 21st land, I'd kind of like a Sylvan Scrying, but that might be a little bit deep. You'd cut the Watery Grave. Cutting the Watery Grave doesn't seem unreasonable. Rancor also could be okay. Yeah, why can't we just play crop rotation? So I think this Jace in the board was hot nonsense. Honestly, the Carrion Call was really good. I'd probably play a third copy of that. For those that aren't familiar, Sylvan Scrying. Sylvan Scrying's a card that is a 2-mana sorcery that gets you, this is the one Tron plays. Gets you any land out of your deck. Sarah Mastermind with the $10 donation. For Naya Krakenwick, thank you very much. Can you whisper me, please, the deck list for that, just so I have it for reference, so I know which one you're donating for? Please and thank you. But yeah, so the core of this deck seems sweet. I think if you're interested in playing Infect in a neat direction, I really like having access to all of these threats up here at the top end. We could cut the Glistener Elves for things. Yeah, I was thinking about that. And just like, if you cut the Glistener Elves, you just have all evasive threats. I could see like maybe this is too slow, but I could see this being reasonable. Might try something like this. I think this seems reasonable. Go up to a 5th mana dork, play some Sylvan Scryings for both fixing, and like Sylvan Scrying gets you your Pendelhaven more often too. Seems okay. Basically, it's like a slightly slower Infect deck because it's not turn 2ing people, but you can still like turn 3 people off of your Plague Stinger or your Blighted Agent, and you just like all your threats are like evasive or resilient to a degree. That seems fine. No, I think Blighted Agent is very good. Blighted Agent is one of the best things about Infect. So like green-black Infect's been a thing before, and I think Blighted Agent is worth splashing for. The card's very good. All right, moving on along. What's our next deck we're playing today? Oh, green-black Eldrazi Shadow. All right, let's give that a go. So something like this. You can round off the sideboard with whatever you want, Graveyard Hates or something like that.